Good morning. This is my new Tennessee home, and I'm Joe, and I'm just going to show you a few things I got going on here in the way of herbs. Oh my, somebody's doing some construction across the woods. Anyway, I have all kinds of herbs, and probably 99% of them I started from seed. One of them is echinacea. Started from seed. And I'll tell you if I didn't start it from seed. Otherwise, I started it from seed. Anyway, these are herbs that are either culinary or medicinal. And you'll probably ought to look them up. I can tell you a little bit about them. You know, everybody knows about echinacea. It's a immune enhancer. This is lavender here, and then let me show you. I've got a bunch of lavender. Now this lavender is 6 years old, and it was 4 plants, and you probably can't see, but I planted them in concrete blocks down there, and they've been living in those concrete blocks for 6 years. I prune them, and they carry on. I have horehound, and I started it from seed too. Like I said, I probably won't even say that anymore. I'll just tell you if I didn't start it from seed. Horehound has been traditionally used in cough drops. I'm sure you've probably heard of horehound cough drops. Somewhere in here, oh yeah, this right here is bee balm, and I started it from seed. It's had a hard time growing over here. I need to find a better place for it. And then I have hyssops. These right here are hyssops. They're used in cold and flu type remedies. Mountain mint, which is wild. I didn't plant this. It comes up all by itself everywhere. And it's really good in tea. This bad boy right here is mallow. And mallow has traditionally been used for digestive issues. Like I said, you'll have to look them up yourself to see how to use them. I'm not a doctor. Don't plan to be, don't pretend to be. It's just things that I use. Then, let's see what we got. Oh, this right here is bronze fennel. And it's not supposed to be perennial, I don't think. I mean, as far as I know, it's like a biannual. But I have some that have come back 3 years in a row. But it's mainly for the foliage, and it's got that fennel flavor. I just planted some horseradish this spring. It's doing okay. It's kind of got a little stressed. Comfrey. Now the comfrey I have is Comfrey officinalis, which means it makes seeds and will reseed itself. That's what this guy's reseeded itself. But I planted them in underneath a bunch of my trees. There's some right there. And I have chamomile. This is Roman chamomile. It's the kind that is perennial, comes back every year, all by itself. It doesn't even have to worry about reseeding. Let's see, what we got next? Oh, yeah. I have Angelica. Now, I've not used this yet, but this is Angelica, and supposedly, from my research, you can take the stems like you would rhubarb and candy them, and they have kind of a nice kind of flavor and make like a sweet treat. This guy here is calendula, and I have this. I started this, and I have it all over the place in my garden. This is just one of them. It's the only one that's kind of an orangey color. The rest of them are real lemon yellow. they're used in like for topical, you know, ointments and salves, and also the blooms are used to make a dye. Those make a really bright yellow dye on natural material. This is rosemary. Now, although this one I didn't start from seed, I had like 2 or 3 that I did start from seed, and year before last, it got down to below 0 and killed off all my rosemary. So this one my daughter bought me as a Mother's Day gift, and it's awful sweet of her. We'll see if it made it through last winter, so we'll see if it makes it through this winter too. Under my raspberries here, which I need to come out and pick, they're wild raspberries that I'm domesticating. I'm taming them so I don't get beat up and scratched up so bad. But this is lemon balm I have planted underneath my raspberries here. And I planted them out here because lemon balm has a tendency of taking over sometimes. And so out here it can take over, because if it moves out here into the grass, I'll just mow it. This bad boy right here is Thai basil. Started from seed. I've got it in here with my peanuts, just to kind of, I do a lot of intercropping everywhere. Over here, this is dill, and it volunteered. If you let your dill go to seed, it will, there's one right there, it will come back. This is coriander at this point, because it's, here, let me get where I can show you better. Now these are just mainly flowers, but over here, they'll put on seeds. And the seeds are coriander. The greens before it goes to seed is cilantro. And then I have a bread poppy, bread seed poppy. I'll save the seeds. And then, oh my gosh, this whole thing is one plant. That's a mother of thyme, and it's considered a ground cover. That's about as tall as it gets. It'll flower here for too long, but it's just spreading everywhere. And my sage, it's about 5 years old, and you can see it kind of had a hard time this winter. I think it got like must have got, I don't know, fungus or something in it. Some rhubarb I started from seed. And then under here, this is garden thyme. Here's oregano. I don't remember what this is. Yeah, it is some kind of a mint. And there's some more of that fennel. This fennel right here is 3 years old. It has grown right there for 3 years, coming up from the same place. I'm kind of pretty sure this is winter savory. I know I planted it here. Yep, and it smells like it. I think it's winter savory. As you can see, I had cilantro coming up everywhere, so now I'm going to have a lot of coriander. Some more dill. Narcissisms, those are used a lot. There's some more of the bread seed poppy. There and there. This is parsley from last year, and it's going to seed, and I'm letting it. And see, here's some more calendula right here on the end of my bean row and on the end of my tomato row. It's calendula. Mullein, which I don't have to plant, and what I do, because it comes up everywhere. If you let it go to flower and go to seed, which if you're going to make ear drops, you need the flowers, so you got to let it go to seed to do that, or at least go to flower. Anyway, so it comes up everywhere, and I usually transplant them to the perimeters of my garden. Like I have them all down through here, all down through there, with with my Jerusalem artichokes. Let's see what else I got going on. Yeah, this Mama Jama is a 3-year-old fennel plant, along with another mullein and another bread seed poppy. And I've got parsley growing down through here, fresh parsley, and some more Thai basil. Let me show you. This is Thai basil, narcissums, parsley. These potatoes are going to be dug up here pretty soon and give this parsley some space. These are chives that I transplanted from a place they didn't like too much, and they kind of like it here, but I will probably this fall I'll probably dig them up and separate them and like spread them out more. Okay, here's one I didn't have to plant. It grows wild here. This is yarrow. The pioneers used to use it to stop bleeding. It's also used in tea, you know, if you got a cold or flu and stuff. It's pretty good stuff, and I have an abundance of it. Yeah, this is all mountain mint. I mean, it is everywhere. But it has a really, really good minty flavor. It's good in teas. This right here, this is Joe Pye weed. Oh, just got stuck by a sticker. Anyway, it's pioneers used it for respiratory and flu kind of stuff. This right here is bone set, or bond set. It's a eupatorium something or other. And it has white flowers bloom out. Let me see what else I've got going on. Yeah, that guy right there is also Joe Pye weed. There's Joe Pye weed. There's an old nasty thistle. Right there. They're not bad. I mean, you can use the seeds and flowers. You can use it in some things. Well, I'm trying to find some St. John's wort. It grows out here in this meadow, but it evidently isn't tall enough for me to figure out where it is. So I might have to show you that later, because I sure am not seeing any right now. I'll get back out of this tall stuff before I end up chigger-ridden. Ouch. There's dewberry. I don't know if you know what dewberry is, but it will trip you, skin you up, scar you up. Nasty stuff. I would hope I could find some St. John's wort, but I sure don't see any. Well, let me show you a little bit of this real quick. Here's my oh, I think that's it for the herbs, by the way. There's more, but let's see, chives, puppies. Those are the things that I plant, and a few things that I just let grow. But I have my cushaw squash are doing really well, and I'm going to send them trailing out that way in those weeds. These are butternut squash, and I'm going to send them out that way, trailing in those weeds. And then this row, all the way down through there, is sorghum, cream peas, sunflowers, and I think that's all I put in that mix. And then I seeded this last fall with red clover. It's a perennial clover. And once it gets tall enough, I'm going to cut it down, dry it for my goats. A couple of rows of beans. I got yellow wax beans. Don't remember what kind of bean. A couple of cantaloupes. Some over here is gourd pumpkin, you know, or what, a cucuzzi. gourds. They're like you eat them like you would cucumbers. And then I seeded this patch with flax. My daughter does a lot of fiber. I mean, it's mainly, wool and, animal fiber. But she said she'd try to see what she could do with some flax if I could raise some for her. So I am. It's doing pretty good. My peppers. Some volunteer potatoes up there. I'm growing tobacco this year. Right down through here. It's 2 different kinds of tobacco, and I can't tell you what kind they are. I've got ginger planted in with my sweet potatoes because I figured they'll all come out about the same time. And I planted this right here is an experiment. Uh-oh, they're covered. Looky there. Looky what I see. Do you see what I see? Looky there. I gotta come down and do a bunch of pinching. Yep, those are potato bugs. There's the nymphs from the potato beetle. Anyway, I planted these by getting starts off of the roots it's hard for me talking pinch bugs at the same time. Anyway, I started them off of some seed potatoes, and they formed some roots because I had them in dirt. So I did them kind of like you would sweet potatoes. I plucked off the starts and stuck them in the ground. And until them stinking potato beetles got on them, they were doing pretty good. I hadn't checked them for a couple of days, and they get on there that quick. I mean, they're fast. Got some more yellow wax beans down through there. I planted some mustard and stuff down through here, another volunteer dill. These are, I think they're cucumbers. I know I planted some cucumbers somewhere, and those look like cucumbers. And then I also have fava beans. Those are fava beans, or broad beans, they call them. I planted something called a spoon tomato. My daughter grew it last year and saved seeds, and look at these itty bitty things. Look at them. Are they not the cutest things you ever seen? They get about the size of a pea, and they turn bright red, and they have a lot of flavor. So I have those, and then some other heirloom type tomatoes in here. I've got some tomatoes along that back row back there. I've got carrots and yellow wax pole beans in here, of which I need to get kind of going up the trellis. I need to put another line in here. Bunch of radish that went to seed. I got beets and carrots in here. I got collards down through here. My cabbage is doing really well. See this bad boy in here? Isn't he pretty? I don't know if you can see it or not. Look at that guy. And another one in here. I got some Savoy cabbage right there. And purple cabbage. Now, the purple cabbage always takes longer to head up. And it's just now starting to head. I planted some Chinese cabbage also, but it's not doing as well. I don't know why. My onions. Yeah, things are a little weedy, but you know, they pull right up. I pulled almost all my yellow tomatoes or onions up, and these red ones are taking longer to fill out, and they're still real solid. Well, that one's not. So he's got to come out of there. Oh, look at him. He sent up a shoot. So these, when they do this, when they send up a flower shoot, they won't store very long. And but they're starting to bulb out. I think that's kind of it. I didn't show you what kind of vegetables was growing up here, but we went over them a while back. My hazelnut bushes are doing awesome, but I haven't actually seen any nuts yet, or it's trying to make nuts. But I couldn't find them last year either until they got great big. So, oh, there's one. See it? Can you see it? Right there. Right there. The hazelnut. So they're in there. They're just kind of little. This is it's not a hybrid. It's a native hazelnut bush. I have a total of 5 of them. Oh yeah, I know another herb. Look at these pretty guys. This isn't an herb. Well, it can be. The Orientals actually use the 2-year-old root as a root vegetable and cook it. But it's called a poly something or other dong, or balloon flower. And I think they're just so pretty. Okay, right here. I actually bought this. It's hops. I bought 2 of them because you got to have a male and a female, and I have no idea which this is. But I only ended up with 1. One of them died off and didn't come back. Oh, and I have another thing I have witch hazel. I bought it too. Well, I didn't buy it. I got it free. They have I have witch hazel, spice bush. I don't know what else I've got. A few other things. What is this? Oh, I think this is like some kind of a berry. Like sweet shrub. No, this might be spice bush. Let me see. Nope. Nope, it's not. I don't know what it is. That's spice bush right there. You can pick a leaf and you can tell because it's got a real nice flavor, real nice scent. Here is my hazelnut, right? I mean, not hazelnut, witch hazel, right here. And then I have some more hazelnut bushes down through here. Yeah, and some more lemon balm, because it doesn't hurt if it's out here. It hopefully can maybe choke out some of these weeds. If not, I'll have to come out here with some clippers and clip the heck out of it. Anyway, I'm Jo. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of the things I have running around here. I am just kind of, I don't manicure stuff like a lot of people do. I try to be as less invasive as possible. That's Queen Anne's lace, by the way. And how you know it's Queen Anne's lace is if it smells like a carrot, it's a wild carrot. I always go with the smell test. So I guess I'll talk to y'all later. I'm getting kind of ate up by stinking horseflies. Oh, let me see, where's the babies at? I have, oh, there they are. I have, I have 4 ducks setting nests. Oh, there they are. They're sitting underneath there. You goofballs. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.